Good morning and welcome to KSAT News Now, our bite-sized digital newscast and podcast streaming Monday through Friday at 11.
Speaking of bite-size, it is National Popcorn Day, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but this is a show worthy of popcorn.
Is it? Okay, so you're going to snack on it the whole show?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's National Popcorn Day.
It's acceptable. I'm good right now.
Okay.
When we get to the story, I'll have a bite.
No. I'll do the show.
Don't let one kernel go to waste.
Not at all. Never.
We were just having a conversation right now about being like late to things, fashionably late or just late in general.
It's good to be fashionably late to stuff.
But I asked him, how long will you wait? When is it unacceptable when you're late to something?
So like what? What were you talking? You asked me about lunch.
Lunch,
like
lunch
if I'm waiting
date,
on a friend, depending on who the friend is.
Yeah.
If it's like a real important friend, I'll wait a while.
But even 30 minutes, is 30 minutes too long?
Oh, that's too long for
okay,
anybody.
well, there you go.
Your food's cold.
Your food,
or you're like really
You
hungry.
don't order yet until
then you're starving to death waiting on them. And if they're really, really important and they're not, then I'll go ahead and order and eat, and they can just, join in when they get there.
Well, he also mentioned, he said the one place you don't want to be late to?
Ooh, church. No, I don't. Because then all the people look at you when you're walking in and like, why you can't get to church on time?
Exactly. Never be late for church.
Be late for church.
Well, we're talking about weekend plans basically, because even though it's Friday Eve, it is my weekend starts at 5:30 today. So.
What, are you off tomorrow?
I'm off tomorrow.
How'd you swing that deal?
I don't know. I just asked the higher ups, and they were like, okay.
Dang, I got to sign up for that gig. Where do you get that? All right, so you'll be home in time to get ready for the Cowboys. You spent all weekend getting ready for the Cowboy party. So on Sunday, the Cowboys are, they have a new plan for attack because they now have a backup kicker. We're going to talk about it in just a second, though.
Yeah,
That was bad the other day. So, yeah.
We're also going to be talking about COVID-19 and in particular one long COVID symptom, the loss of smell. It's a thing that many people have been dealing with, and we're going to be talking a little bit about that. We also have some criminal charges that have been announced for Alec Baldwin for the fatal movie set shooting in 2021. But first, we're going to talk about something local. So CPS energy crews are doing some work in Northwest Bexar County, and it's affecting some of their customers.
The utility is conducting planned outages until 2 this afternoon. This is for work near Cross Mountain Trail and Scenic Loop Road. It's out past the Rim, that's west of Leon Springs. CPS says today's work is going to improve electric service and reliability as the area continues to grow.
So according to a U.S. Census report, that area has grown 3 times faster than the city of San Antonio, with about 80 homes added every single year. There are also some lane closures in the area near Cross Mountain Trail and Scenic Loop Road right now. So again, these planned outages are happening until 2 o'clock.
So get ready. At least it's not 105 out there or 30.
Right. It's a good temperature for them to do, and maybe they planned it that way, right?
Yeah, well, so this is one of those days you could open up the doors and just enjoy. So there you go. So everything will work out fine. All right, big news from the entertainment industry today. Actor Alec Baldwin being charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter for a fatal shooting on the set of the Western movie Rust. You remember that happened back in 2021?
Yes, the set's armorer and prop assistant is also facing 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Now in 2021, film cinematographer Helena Hutchins was killed when a live round of ammunition was fired from a prop gun being held by Baldwin. A film director was also injured.
Baldwin says he didn't know the gun had a live round in it. He filed his own lawsuit in November against the prop assistant and the film's assistant director who handed him the gun.
Now, there's also been other lawsuits that have been filed, including one against the movie's gun and ammunition supplier and its founder over allegations a cache of dummy ammunition was sold with live rounds mixed in. So this is brand new news that just came out a couple of minutes ago before we started the show, and it's really interesting. I'm wondering what's going to happen. It was supposed to be that they were going to continue filming this month in a different location, but now that he's facing criminal charges, what's next?
And there was a while that you didn't hear anything about this. It was kind of low, and you kind of wondered what was going on, and a lot of people had just completely forgotten about this. But apparently, the district attorney there in New Mexico did not forget about this and was continuing the investigation. And then to have these charges filed today, and him being charged with involuntary manslaughter, that's a pretty big deal. This is going to be interesting.
It really is, and we were talking about this. I don't think that I've ever, in my time, I don't think I've ever seen where an accident of this or this type of incident happens on a movie set and somebody is facing criminal charges for it. So you mentioned that you remember
There was a actor named Vic Morrow who was killed in he was a famous actor back, I guess it was in the 70s maybe, and he was killed in a helicopter crash. And then there's been other accidents on set. So you hear about stunt people getting killed or being involved in some accidents, but like you said, I don't know that I can remember criminal charges being brought against an actor on a movie set for some sort of negligence that happened during the filming. So this may be a first, at least as far as an actor with the name of Alec Baldwin, a big time actor like this guy is. So
yeah, and I'm just going through some of the comments from people, and some people are saying this is ridiculous. Others are saying it's good that he's been charged. Someone says, I honestly feel terrible for Alec. Any sort of prop fake or not just needs to be properly checked on all sets. So a lot of mixed reaction here to this news, but
the bottom line is, how did a live round of ammunition get in that gun? That's the big question. So it'll be interesting to see as the trial starts and moves on.
Yeah. Well, we'll be keeping our eyes on it.
Yep.
But we're going to go now to a COVID story. So a pain management clinic in Bryan, Texas is offering an experimental treatment that seems to be curing parosmia. That's a long COVID symptom that involves losing your smell.
David Gaskin is a registered nurse and he's running the clinic. The treatment is a series of nerve shots in the neck that's been used to treat chronic pain and symptoms of PTSD for decades now. So there's now an active trial if the shot truly helps the COVID smelling disorder.
Gaskin explains the procedure doesn't help everyone, but some patients have reported their smell returning, and his patients are from all over the country. Again, they're coming here to Texas for this specifically.
Doctors say that if your sense of smell doesn't return after about a year, there's a good chance that it's never going to return. Scientific evidence is still lacking if these shots truly hold the key in curing a disorder, sense of smell.
Yes, but many long COVID sufferers are willing to do whatever it takes to cure their conditions. I remember, so I have had COVID in the past. When it first came around, I believe the first time I had it, I've had it twice.
You've had it twice?
I've had it twice. So the first time I had it, I did lose my sense of smell. And that was the weirdest thing ever. I mean, when you're stuffy, normally you have trouble smelling. But this was like, I was smelling candles, I was smelling food, spice, nothing.
Nothing.
But luckily for me, it came back, so I didn't have to go to this extent of seeking treatment.
I've only had it once, and I didn't, nothing like that.
No?
So, no, I guess I was one of the fortunate ones. So, can you smell now?
Oh yeah, I
Can you
smell your
the popcorn? Oh, see, there you go.
I'll have one now.
Now you can have one. Because we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Special teams coordinator John Fossil still has faith in his kicker, Brett Maher. He said he just had the yips last weekend. Ooh, kind of like a golfer who's always shanking it. So you go back to the Cowboys Tampa game. You remember the Cowboys kicker missed 4 extra points. After the game, you got a full support from owner Jerry Jones and head coach Mike McCarthy for this weekend's playoff game against the 49ers. But as they say, after further review,
the Cowboys signed a kicker to the practice squad just in case. He is Tristan Vizcaino, and he was with the Cardinals this season for 3 games. In one game, he had 2 field goals and an extra 3 points, sorry about that, in a win over the Rams. So
he was actually with the Cowboys back in 2020, so he's a little familiar with their facilities. So during practice today, though, and during practice tomorrow, it's going to be like a tryout. So if Maher doesn't come through and really, get back on track, then Vizcaino could be your kicker for the game.
I mean, talk about the pressure that he must be feeling right now, right?
Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah. So, but it's just like, a golfer that's always like hits those duck hooks all the time or shanks it, and you gotta get rid of the yips. Hey, Justin, you want some popcorn?
No, I'm good, man.
Okay. It's National Popcorn Day.
Are you sure?
I'm good. His hands have been all in it. I don't know. That's why I put it out here. I haven't touched all that. No, I'm good for right now.
I'm just eating a kernel at a time.
So I have this really weird thing. Like, I don't like the sound that popcorns make, the squeaky sound. It bugs me.
Really?
I like popcorn, but I don't like the sound it makes.
What squeaky sound are you talking about?
You know when you rub it together, it makes a ssqueaky sound?
I know what you mean. So just go chew by his ear when he goes back to his...
Oh, that sounds awful. There's a squeak.
Justin's always
trust me on the squeak. There's a squeak.
There's a squeak. Well, this doesn't have any butter on it. That may be it.
Oh, that's You gotta have butter.
A little salt and no butter.
No butter.
No butter.
Butter makes everything better.
That's why I started squeaking.
Anyway, I digress.
Yeah, you do.
Our weather question today.
All right.
What is the original name of the modern common calendar? So the calendar that we use every day. What was the original name of it? Was it the Julian calendar, the Jewish calendar, Gregorian calendar, or the Persian calendar?
Let's go with C, Gregorian calendar.
Okay, C.
I have no idea. We just always call it. Let's go with C.
C?
I'm going with her and C.
All right, you guys are awesome. Nailed it.
Whoop, whoop.
It is the Gregorian calendar. Fun fact, the Gregorian calendar was named after Pope Gregory the 13th, was developed in 1582, and it was a modification of the Julian calendar, which was first proposed by Julius Caesar.
Oh, so
Based
Julius
on
had
this-
the
based on
original
the-
calendar.
Right. Well, it was based on the solar, the sun going around the Earth. They figured out 365 days, did some of the math, and came up, and then Pope Gregory really perfected it.
Did they have a leap year back in the Julius Caesar days?
So they didn't, and that was part of the thing. So that's why in the Gregorian calendar they added in the leap years to make that correction.
Wow. I knew you knew that. I knew you would know that.
Well, I had read up on it. But,
Oh.
and then it spread around the world. So originally
Really?
it was just the Catholic, the countries that practice Catholicism is where they use the calendar. But then it spread around the world, and most everyone now uses the Gregorian calendar.
Gregorian calendar.
Full of knowledge on this Thursday.
about that?
Oh
Fun
my
stuff.
goodness, yeah.
So when did they start daylight saving time?
That's a good question. I've
Mess it up.
read up on this before, but I can't remember the exact date.
'Cause that's
A little weather 101 for you.
Yeah, there you go. To do some more research. Well, one thing we know for sure is the drought has been ugly here around Texas, and specifically right where we are. We show this every Thursday, and unfortunately, like the last 6 to 7 weeks, it just hasn't changed. We're still within this extreme or exceptional drought, and we've been that way, by the way, since March of 2022. It's almost been a year of this. It has just been awful. But I'm writing an article today that'll go on KSAT.com about the fact that we're switching from La Nina to a more neutral situation versus, well, we're not quite into an El Nino, but when you get into neutral and swing towards El Nino, which we hope is in our future, then more rain likely comes back into the forecast. But until then, very, very dry. Medina Lake is 6.1% full, still down 80 feet. Just not a good situation. There are some rain chances in the forecast as we get into early Saturday morning. That would be very light if we see anything. And then again, Monday into Tuesday. But these events are not big rain events for us. It's generally just going to be that light, sprinkly stuff that's not going to really add up in the rain gauge. 70 at 2 o'clock today. We're up around 72 for a high, and then eventually dropping back down into the 60s tonight. Today is gorgeous. It's going to be a really beautiful day. But I'll tell you, clouds begin to increase tomorrow. And with more clouds, we're not going to get temperatures to get very warm on your Friday. So this is the forecast for today, but we're going to fast forward now to 7 a.m. tomorrow. Notice the clouds are starting to fill in, and they stick around most of the day. Even shows a few very, very light returns on the radar. That would be probably just a sprinkle or two, but we will actually get a few showers as we get into Saturday morning. Low develops along the coast, and then you see just a few very, very light showers during the morning time. By the afternoon, this is sweeping east. This is midday Saturday. And then with the front coming through, we should get some clearing late on Saturday. Sun may pop out briefly Sunday evening, but it's Sunday that really is going to be gorgeous with clear skies and 68 degrees. So 58 tomorrow, that's it with the clouds. There's that 30% chance of rain, some clearing late on Saturday, 68 Sunday, 69 Monday. We get another chance of rain Monday into Tuesday with some gusty winds, and temperatures stay in the 60s. The numbers are nice. It's been kind of a warm January, but this lack of rainfall is it's not good.
Okay.
He's over here focused
hit you
on
with
his.
that.
Thanks
He's
for that.
focused on his popcorn
Did you just go
over
get
here.
a Diet Coke?
Well, yeah, I got a diet drink and some more. You know what though? When I was just chewing like 3 or 4 kernels at a time, there was a little squeak on my teeth. It was
See,
like,
now you know what I'm talking about.
yeah. So, but I didn't have a drink, so I
See
had to
that
So now he had to wash
popcorn
it down.
thing, and then when someone rubs a balloon, that I can't take it. That's
What about a
those
chalkboard?
two noises. What?
Chalkboard.
See that?
They don't have
that
chalkboards
doesn't
anymore.
bother me.
Now there are no
Fingernails
chalkboards
on a
anymore.
chalkboard does not bother
Does
you,
not
but somebody
bother me.
rubbing a balloon
Yeah, that
or
sound.
pop.
Ugh.
A balloon
Really?
against what?
You know, like when you just like do
Oh,
the
like the
squeaky. Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
can't.
squeaks bother you essentially.
But the fingernails
What's
on
that? Oh, that one's bad too. He said a fork between your teeth. That one's
Really?
What? Oh.
All right, well, stay away from my popcorn then. You don't have to eat my
I
popcorn.
can't believe he didn't take you up on your popcorn.
Okay.
We gotta toss some towards him. We gotta play a game and you gotta catch it.
My mouth is full, so go ahead.
Okay, so today is National Popcorn Day. This is why he
Trouble.
has his popcorn here. And the local movie theater chain Santikos is offering a free regular popcorn with the purchase of a movie ticket today. All Santikos theaters in San Antonio are participating in this event. They are limiting it though, so free regular popcorn bags per customer. Now, national theater chains like Regal are offering 50% off of popcorn. And did you know National Popcorn Day used to be January 31st back in the 80s during Super Bowl Sunday, but many publications seemingly changed it to January 19th around 2003, and the date stuck, apparently.
I did not know that.
Me either.
I didn't know National Popcorn Day was today until you got ready to do the story.
Well, I'm glad you went and got some out. You just had some lying around, huh?
Yeah, you know, well, I like popcorn. Popcorn's good.
But do you
I
like
to
yours
go to
with butter?
Oh, butter and
Like,
salt.
you know how they have that extra butter pump? Do you?
But the best place to go is those theaters that give you like the big bucket,
Yeah?
and then it's a free refill.
Oh, yeah.
So you go in and early enough, you get your bucket, you sit down, you eat it the first time, and then you go back before the movie starts, and then you come
Okay.
back, and then that lasts you for the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because you're already full from the first bucket.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that right?
That's right. I always end up finishing it before we even get to the movies, but then I don't want to get up and go get more.
Well, that's
so.
why you get it. That's why you eat it all before the movie starts, and you run back out there and get it refilled.
So what was the last movie in theaters that you watched? Have you gone to the theater recently?
Actually, Top Gun.
Oh, Top Gun. That
Top
wasn't
Gun
that long
Maverick.
ago.
Wife and I went to see that.
Today, they just dropped the Scream 6 trailer. Do you like
Nah.
scary movies?
No, go ahead.
No? Well, they just dropped the Scream 6
You could have all my
theater, yeah.
popcorn. You could have the front row seat. You knock yourself out on that one. I'm not going to see any scary movies. I'm not a scary movie guy.
We
so.
ought to get him to go, and then we'll just film all of his reactions when he screams.
Nope, not
Yeah?
going. Nope.
For my popcorn, I do say I have to have the little nacho cheese to dip it in. That's really good. Sounds weird, but it's good.
Your popcorn?
Yeah,
Maybe that'll take the squeak out of it.
maybe it will. Well, Friday Eve for me, but you'll be back tomorrow.
I'll be back. You enjoy your weekend.
I'll enjoy my
There's
weekend.
what's coming up at noon. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks for watching.